Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is Foggy Fiction, and I am Haley. I'm a writer living with mental illness, doing my best to show that mental health does not dictate talent or worth, and hoping to encourage others to chase their dreams. If you're new to my channel, I post 1 to 2 videos a week, usually centering around things related to writing, reading, or mental health. But sometimes, a lot of times, I veer off topic, and that's okay too. I was tagged by Joey Paul to do the Share the Love tag, so that's what today's video is all about. First of all, if you don't already follow Joey Paul, I highly recommend that you do so. She's an indie author who has published, I believe it is 18 books, the most recent of which is Lights Off, the 3rd book in her Lights Out trilogy. I will leave a link to Joey's channel below so that you can go check it out. Alright, so the Share the Love tag. What is it? It is basically what it sounds like. A tag that gives us a chance to share some love to other authortubers by talking about them in a good way. Let's just get to it before I word that any worse than I already have. The first question is not really a question. It says, introduce yourself, tell us what you write and what content you create on YouTube. I'm Haley. My pen name is not yet officially decided. I have written 2 manuscripts, both of which are in revisions. The first one is about a girl trying to regain control of her life following a car accident that leaves her physically, mentally, and emotionally injured. I'm really bad at describing that one. It's my first book though. Aren't we all bad at describing our first books? Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. The second book is about a young woman very slowly coming to terms with the fact that the man she loves is abusive. Both of these books were loosely inspired by my own experiences, and I do mean loosely. The characters are not the same as the ones in my life. The characters are not real. The places and situations are not the same. Most of them are not real either. But I did draw heavily off of the things that I experienced in my own life for both of these stories. And what do I create on my channel? So I started this channel wanting to offer insight from the point of view of someone who lives with mental illness, as I do. Specifically, my journey as a writer living with mental illness. I post a lot of vlog type videos. I love doing the lists and tags. And I have a series on here called So You're Writing About Someone Who, where I give in-depth insight on things such as depression, PTSD, and anxiety for anyone who might be writing about a character living with it and doesn't know who to ask some of the more personal questions. Alright, enough about me. Let's move on to question number 2. Who was the first authortuber you found? I think it was Alexa Dunn, but that has been a long time ago, so I'm not entirely sure, because I was watching AuthorTube for a long time before I actually decided to become an authortuber. Question number 3. What authortuber have you most recently discovered? I'm going to list 2. The first one is Michelle Schusterman. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. And her videos popped up in my recommendations actually like last week or this week. And so I've been watching some of her videos recently. And the other is Eleanor Howlett, who has left some very lovely comments on my videos recently, and I really enjoy interacting with. Question number 4. What authortubers are your favorite to watch? My gosh, there really are so many. But Kate Kavanaugh, Alexa Dunn, Jenna Moresi, Joey Paul, of course, Bookends Literary Agency, Reedsy, Heart Breathings, which is Sarah Cannon's channel, Bethany Adazeta, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing, Catty-tastic. I mean, I follow so many channels between the 2 channels that I have, so like I'm barely scratching my sublists here. Question number 5. What is your favorite kind of AuthorTube video to watch? I really do love the list and tag videos. I don't just love doing them, I love watching them. Vlogs are also fun, but I think the ones I like the most are the ones where I'm learning something. And of course, you know, that overlaps with the other kind of videos that I've mentioned. I mean, I'm the type of person who thinks that you can never stop learning, and I'm always trying to learn more. So if it's on AuthorTube and it's teaching me something, I'm probably going to give it a watch. Question number 6. Do you have a favorite AuthorTube video? I don't think that I do have a favorite video. There's so many videos I've seen. Like on my other channel, I have a For Writers playlist that has like hundreds of videos on it, just ones that I saved that I liked. There's so many videos. All right, so question number 7. What's your favorite book by an authortuber? Okay, so I have an anxiety-inducing confession to make. I haven't read anything from any of the authortubers I follow yet. That's mostly because I have been in a book funk a book slump, and so I've been struggling to read anything. I've been reading a lot of comics because I find that that's easier for me to read whenever my anxiety is high or I'm in a book slump, or rereading some of my old favorite books. That is followed closely by feeling like I need to buy all of the books from all of the authortubers, and that's a lot of money and I don't have the funds to do that. And it's a tiny bit, or maybe a not so tiny bit, because I'm terrified that I won't absolutely love the books like I want to. And I have experienced moments where I've read or tried to read books that were published by friends that I didn't really like. And it made me feel awful that I didn't like their books. And it actually gave me nausea, and it still makes me it still gives me nausea when I'm thinking about it just now. Like, I really, really, really am afraid of that happening again. Ooh, anxiety. But okay, we're gonna take a water break. Okay, but I do plan on actually starting to read books from authortubers. It is a huge anxiety hurdle that I have to leap, but you know, I've been stretching, so it's gonna happen. I did finally pick up the first few books in Sarah Cannon's, I think it's called the Beautiful Demons series, or Beautiful Demons Saga. Yeah? Yeah. Otacon approves. But I haven't started reading them yet, obviously. And I was able to turn Kindle Unlimited back on because they had like a 2 free months offer. So I was able to get that turned back on, which is funny because I'd literally just turned it off because of our financial situation. And then like a week later, it's like, hey, we're doing 2 months for free. I'm like, cool, turning that back on. So anyway, I am one step closer. All right, let's shake off that anxiety and move on to the next question real quick. So, question number 8. Do you have any advice for someone wanting to start an AuthorTube channel? I do. And it's not going to be advice about what to film or the things to talk about, because, I mean, we're all talking about the same stuff, and that is totally fine. If you can find things that haven't already been talked about yet related to the writing world, even better. But if you feel like you're just saying the same stuff that everyone else is, honestly, that's fine. I'm still gonna watch your videos. I watch the same stuff from so many different channels, and I still find something different on each one because every writer is different, every journey is different. So I'm not gonna tell you what to write about, but I am going to give you some advice that was the kind of stuff that I was looking for when I first started, the things that gave me anxiety. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to do this. Honestly, you don't really have to spend any money at all, but I do have one recommendation that it does cost money. Unless you can find a way to do it without spending money, in which case, even better. First one, for the longest time, I used my cell phone to film, not this one specifically because I use AT&T prepaid phones, and so basically when they come out with a new one, if I've got the money, I get the new one. Right now, they have already come out with a new one and I don't have the money, so I haven't got it yet, but this one's still good. The cameras on these are decent. Yeah, my cat. So yes. So if you've got a cell phone, most of us do nowadays, it is a necessity. If you've got a cell phone and it's got a camera on it that you can use, that is totally fine to use. My recommendation on that, make sure it is this way and not this way, because I made that mistake when I first started filming. Next thing, get a ring light. I think I paid $30 for mine at Walmart, and yes, I know for some of us that is a really big spend, but I promise you it makes a big difference and it's worth it. It really is. And then the last thing, download DaVinci Resolve. It is free editing software that you can use to edit your videos if you have access to a computer to do that. That was the biggest thing for me, was trying to figure out what editing software to use, and I found DaVinci Resolve and I really like it. For the most part, it's pretty easy compared to a lot of other ones to figure out. So, and it's free. Question number 9. If you could recommend 3 AuthorTube channels to someone, who would you recommend? This list really does put you on the spot, doesn't it? First, of course, I'm going to recommend Joey Paul, who I already mentioned tagged me in this video. Second, Tanya's Writing Realm. And third, Greener Side of Sam. And then ending it on another question that isn't really a question, number 10. Tag 3 people you want to see make this tag. I am going to tag the novel Nana, Haley Wrights, and Julian Greystoke. So that's the Share the Love tag. I think this is the first time that I've ever been tagged by another channel to do a video, and that made me feel super awesome today. My cat's making noise. So I had a lot of fun with this. You good? She's good. She's still hanging out on top of the curtain rod in the kitchen. Yeah. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, even if it gave me a little anxiety for a few questions there. Again, links to all of the channels that I mentioned above can be found down below, along with the questions that were asked in this tag, so that you can have that list for yourself. I can't wait to see videos with this tag over the next couple weeks, and make sure to leave a link to your video in the comments if you choose to give it a go, so that I can watch yours. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're interested in following my very clumsy journey as a writer living with mental illness, and enjoy the happy moments.